Let's go to Az. He's a Man United fan, right, Az?
Evening, mate, you right?
I'm good, Aaron. How are you?
Yeah, good. I can't do as anyone's seen because I'm a Man United fan, but this Levi, I want to know what he's drinking because he can't call players out the way he did. But
Well, he can, because he did.
yeah, okay. My question was for you and Jason Janey.
Go on.
Taking the armband off Bruno.
Yeah.
Because all he does is sulk, moan, complain. He was on the right wing. He can't play there. We don't have the players to do that. But the problem is we've got no leaders. And Varane on the bench because he's injury prone again. Shaw injury prone again. We've not got the leaders. So have you got any names who could be captain?
Harry Maguire.
No, you can't go back. You can't go back to Harry Maguire. Look, you set your stall out when you give the captaincy to Bruno Fernandes, and there was question marks over it. You know, when you'd done that at the start. But at the end of the day, Bruno Fernandes was playing as captain last season for Man United when Harry Maguire was out the side. He was captain for a lot of them games when they were doing well. Now things have gone down south. Everyone's digging him out. But at the end of the day, yeah, all right, is he captain material? Probably not. But he is still a top player for you, and he's not playing well at the moment. But who'd you give it to? You know, who'd you give it to? There's no one in that team I look at and I go, Amrabat, no. McTominay, maybe. But is he going to play week in, week out? Hoyland, no. Rashford, no.
Joe, your captain, as you know, has got to be a starter every single week.
And Bruno Fernandes is the only player really that you look at and say he's going to play every week.
It's got to be the one that starts. You can't have your captain on the bench half the game.
TalkSPORT breaking news.
But there isn't anyone. Lindelof, does he start every week? No. Evans, Maguire, Dalot.
No.
Wan-Bissaka probably gets it ahead of him. Ericsson, no. Amrabat, you're absolutely right. Rashford, I mean, he's as close to anything at the pop. McTominay couldn't get in the team 3-4 weeks ago.
No.
Hoyland, well, he's too young. Bruno's the only one that jumps off the page.
That's the alarming thing, though, as when I look at this and people are talking about his captaincy and all that, and look, they got it wrong, you know, and by taking... Because I remember having a situation at Wolves, it was a little bit different, but same situation. It was in the Premier League. Carl Henry was the captain at Wolves at the time, and he was a really good captain, but Mick McCarthy was considering getting rid of him. We brought in new players, and he took the captaincy off Carl Henry, gave it to Roger Johnson, but Carl Henry stayed at the club. Right, so the issue you've got then is you've got a former captain still at the football club, and you've got the same thing with Man United. You've got Harry Maguire, who was the captain of Man United, is still there. You've took the captaincy off him, give it to someone else, but they're all still in the dressing room. I think that's a problem. If you're going to take a captaincy off someone, you've got to get rid of them. They've got to be gone out of the football club, because I think it can affect the dressing room. Now, I'm not saying Harry Maguire does that. Sorry,
Jason. Harry Maguire doesn't want to go. He could have gone to West Ham in the summer, 30 million. He turned it down.
I know, but you made him the club captain. You made him the club captain. You should have just left it with him until he left the football club. You shouldn't have changed it, and you shouldn't have changed it because it didn't matter last season, did it? It didn't hurt Man United last season that Harry Maguire was there as the captain and he weren't playing, and Bruno was wearing the armband because he was starting games. It didn't hurt you, did it? You was a good team. You played well. So this whole thing about changing the captaincy, but Harry Maguire staying, it's caused problems.
Do you know what? This can be easily solved. Bruno's got to start acting and behaving.
He can't.
He
can't.
Well, he has to.
But he can't.
Because we've seen players in the past. David Beckham's the first example I can think of. When he got that armband for England, that changed him as a player, as a man, how he led that team.
Jamie, we're at home on Wednesday against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, and it's at home, thank God. What's going to happen?
What do you mean?
Because we can't play like we did yesterday against Newcastle.
I think you probably get beat again.
And then we got Fulham at the weekend. It's like it's big games. I think we've lost now 5, 6 games now, and we've only won 4. We just can't win.
You've got no style of play, you've got no style of play. You know, you've got no cohesion with the team whatsoever, and you've got problems as the captaincy because Bruno Fernandes is walking around shrugging his shoulders, throwing his arms up in the air. He's like a baby.
He's got to learn, Jay. You grow into being a captain.
I don't think he can, though, mate.
Well,
I just don't think don't think that's his character.
Well, then it's got to come from within. He's got to learn.
Yeah. All right, Az, thanks for your call. Look, just on this situation with Bruno, because it has been a big talking point. What would you do? Do you think they should take the captaincy off him?
Right now, no. That's not the problem, though, is it? That's not the problem. The problem is when things are going well, and Man United are picking up points. Bruno's brilliant. The game spins around. When things go awry and things start to fall apart at the seams, he turns into that rebel. So it's got to come from him. He's got to learn. That's what when you take the armband.
Who's the Man City captain? There you go. Right, answers your own question. You don't know who it is because they're all captains.
Who is it?
It's Carl Walker.
He's Carl Walker. Yeah,
but it changes.
It does change.
But they're all
doesn't it?
5, 6, 7 of them could be captains.
Yeah.
Grealish, Haaland. All of them could be captains. Rodri.
You wouldn't Grealish captain, would you?
It could be because he's a leader on a pitch. He takes the ball.
Rodri.
Diaz, Edison, captains. That is a team of men who are fighting for each other.
Yeah, but they don't. So they don't have that. So they're in a very different position to Manchester City. But what I'm saying is that Bruno Fernandes is a seasoned pro, come for a lot of money. He's an international, played in major tournaments. He should be able to wear that armband and learn what the respect that comes with that and the responsibility that comes with wearing that armband. If he can't, no one can. We've just gone through the squad. We've gone through the team, Jay. There is not a standout character. There's not.
No, there's not. But people saying that they should take the captaincy off Bruno Fernandes. I've seen, people that know their stuff about football. And I'm thinking,
but then you've got
what are you talking about? How can you say that?
But Jay, you have to have an
you've
alternative.
Played the game.
You have to have an alternative. Where do you go? You're solving one problem, but creating another.
Exactly. You've got to try and get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. You've got to pull him to one side, bring him into the office and say, listen,
right now,
you are the captain of Man United and you need to be better.
Behave like one.
You need to behave like a captain of Manchester United. Go for all the captains of Manchester United and say, look at these people who've worn the armband for this great football club. You are now part of that,
but to be honest
and
with
you
Jay,
need to be better.
Jay, ever since he's been at Manchester United, Bruno's always been like that. He's petulant. He's a kid. He screams when things don't go his way. When he gets tackled, he screams wanting red cards. He's that character. But you knew that when they gave him the armband. He's got to grow into that role. He's got to become a captain. And to be honest with you, mate, he's had enough games. He's played some of the
They've
biggest.
got no leaders, mate. Even if Bruno Fernandes was the best captain in the world, look at the rest of the team. There's no leaders out there. Simple as that. They're shocking. They've got absolutely no cohesion. And what's the answer? What is the answer for Manchester United going forward?
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.